little Wolverine, Deadpool.
If he has his way, it's literally every day.
Every day he's hitting you up about it?
Every day.
Persistence is key.
Persistence is pretty, yeah, it is key.
And look at you, you're getting nervous
I
now
get
talking
nervous,
about
look
it.
at me.
Maybe?
No.
Like if I made a Deadpool movie that wasn't an authentic Deadpool movie, I should basically never ever show up in Hollywood again as long as I live. So thankfully,
Which is how we all felt after Green Lantern.
Yes, thank you, TJ, for.
Thanks for
the
bringing
open.
up Green
Not
Lantern.
not only does he expose the open wound, he urinates in it.
I mean, he could have said X-Men Origins Wolverine, but he didn't.
I agree.
I thought you were great in that.
Actually, well, I like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah,
I just didn't like how Deadpool ended up.
Honestly, I would have watched X-Men Origins probably more often if it was just you instead of Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Which is what Deadpool
I mean, you
is.
had like the
honestly,
best. You had the best action scene in the
I'll say
entire
this though,
film.
I literally, we would not be sitting here doing this interview right now if it wasn't for Hugh Jackman. I mean it. Like Hugh Jackman is the reason we got to make this movie. He's also been a huge supporter of Deadpool since day one. So.
Which is great.
Friends for 17 years. When and how did you first meet? And when and how did you become best friends? What did it?
I do feel like I'm being interrogated here, Kelly.
I just
like
want to
you
know
already
because
don't believe
Mark
me.
is so upset that
Yeah.
he's not in the trifecta of
You
friendship.
say best friends in terms of Hollywood best friends. You
Hollywood
understand?
best, right.
The bar is here.
Right, got it. No, but seriously.
No, seriously, we met on X-Men Origins Wolverine. So he was cast as Deadpool. I'm sorry to everyone who watched it. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. It wasn't our finest moment. And I'll never forget it. He flew in and he had done a all night, and then we were shooting a night shoot. So he had no sleep and then straight into a night shoot. And it was about 5 a.m. I remember him just sitting on the stairs of his trailer and he just had that look. And I said, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "I could have done that better. I really could have done that better." I said, "What? Tell me." And he explained, and I said, "Let's go back." And we had just wrapped. So a night shoot, 5 a.m. wrapping, everyone's like running. And I said, "Sorry, everyone, we're going back." And so we got the lights up, everyone put your suits on. And what we shot next was so brilliant, and it's in the movie.
Yeah,
And because I know that feeling of when you go home and it's
You're
different.
saying the line on the ride home. You're saying the lines in your head. I could have done that better.
And forever.
Yeah.
It's forever.
Yeah.
In the film, it's theatre, you get to do it tomorrow night, but not there. And I was like, I don't want you to, on your first night, no. So,
I can tell you some people that weren't happy, the crew.
100% who've never...
Chatting to your old foe, Ryan Reynolds, next week.
Sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. Yeah, it's just one of the parts of the business, you know. Sometimes you have to deal with.
It's not all glamour, is it?
Sorry to say, but there's really no other word. Sorry, you can bleep that out. But yeah.
No, I'll definitely pass this on to him. I was speaking to a guy called Hugh Jackman last week, and he said to me, "There's no word to describe Ryan Reynolds other than."
Wow.
So I thought it would only be fair to ask you what you think to that.
That is bold of him. You know, I'm going to counter that with, I think Hugh Jackman is one of the true great gentlemen of this industry, and anything he says should be taken, at face value. I think he's an expert. He's an expert on me, that's for sure.
Well, he actually went on to say, "He's like a weed. He's like mold. You can't get out of the corner of the bathroom."
No. Well, for starters, he should clean his bathroom a little bit more. The man is disgusting. I think we all know that. But yeah, no, Hugh Jackman, he's also like, I don't know, he really doesn't mind playing with fire, because like all of this stuff could just so easily just blow up in his face. I mean, my God, he's like every holiday that comes around, I have like a list of 10 things I'm going to do to him, and the list just gets longer when I hear crap like this. It's terrible.
I was wondering, he's bought Wrexham Football Club. Have you thought about?
I'm so sorry, Wrexham. Dude, Wrexham, I'm so sorry.
Have you considered buying your own club just with the sole purpose of defeating Wrexham?
I had never considered it until just that last bit of that sentence. That would just be sweet.
I think you should go for it. You should go for it.
I don't know what league is Wrexham in? Like where are they at?
It's not even in the top 4. It's like upper conference, I think. You could go better, I think.
Right, got it. So they're never going to play Norwich City, the Canaries, at the moment, right?
No, you fancy Norwich?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
you'd
Norwich.
crush them. You'd crush them. Go for that.
Let's get that game together. That'd be fun. And then maybe Ryan and I could just make it a little side wager. Like everything. Let's just put everything that we own and love, families, kids, everything on the line. And let's get Norwich playing Wrexham. That just throw that idea out to him when you speak to him.
I'd buy a ticket for that. I may also have suggested that he buy a British football club with the sole purpose of defeating Wrexham. And he was quite keen on that idea. And he said, me and Ryan should put everything that we own and love, family, kids, everything on the line in a match between Norwich and Wrexham. And he wanted me to ask you what you think to that wager.
I don't think that's a wise idea. I mean, Hugh has the business acumen of a slug, so I don't think that would go over very well.
Year ago, and I was we were doing on my show an interview with Hugh Jackman, and I noted that both you and he have birthdays coming up in October, time to start thinking about it. And I asked him what he might be thinking about sending you for your birthday, and here's what he said.
The first thing that came to mind was a game we used to play as kids. Did you ever play that game? We used to call it Ring and Run, where you go and knock on someone's door and run away. What's that called here?
Mm-hmm. Ding Dong Ditch.
Ding Dong Ditch. So, of course, my older brother took it to the next level. And when you came to open the door, there was a package that was on fire. The package was filled with various amounts of dog poo from the neighborhood. So you would stamp it out. That's the first thing that came to mind, something like that. Ding dong.
Wow. First of all, only Hugh Jackman would call it. Only Hugh Jackman would call it dog poo. It's dog shit, Hugh. Let's get with the program here. And this year I had this great thought that I was going to send him. I sent him like a sushi platter, but the whole thing was just made out of old Band-Aids.
That's great. Should we edit that out so he'll be surprised?
Yes, please. Actually, it's fine. There's a dozen other that are coming that are different fun surprises, all equally life-threatening.
First time I knew about this was when I saw Deadpool 1, about 3 days after I'd announced that Logan was going to be my last movie. And I meant that, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hang on a sec. I could see the movie. So, yeah.
I also wanted to... I was so bummed when you said that, too. I mean, I was more than bummed. I was genuinely... I was depressed about that. I wrote a short that goes in the beginning of Logan. It's called No Good Deed. And so when people went to the movie theater, there was like a 2-minute Deadpool short at the beginning with all little like Logan Easter eggs and all kinds of stuff. But I think I just wrote that so those two characters could be closer to each other. I mean, it was just, there's nothing in it for me for a short. I don't know why you would do one other than for that reason. But that was the only time I thought we'd ever get to be on screen together. Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah. I have a tendency to kind of, in my regular life too, sort of shelter a bit. So being on tour with Huey is really, each day is like, come on, let's go. We're going out. We're going somewhere. We're going to do something. So it's the best part of our job. You get to immerse yourself in a new culture, even if it's just for a day or two, and then you're off to another beautiful city that you get to experience anew again. And I can't believe this is considered a job.
Like Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, she's not half the friend that Hugh is.
What? Yeah. Hey, we haven't even started rolling yet. Don't worry.
You remember the Dune popcorn bucket? Could double as your lover?
Oh, I remember.
Sexy, right? Yeah.
I remember it very well.
We made a Wolverine bucket for our movie.
We did.
I didn't... And what's crazy is that I didn't realize until just now that, people are really gonna this thing. I mean, that's a clear invitation that
And you know what? For next,
But I feel like Deadpool has a kind of sexual tension with everything and everyone. There's always a,
Don't deny this is special. Don't deny the specialness.
There is the poetry. You're right. Yeah, I feel it right now. My God, like two magnets facing the wrong direction.